So since you have the flexibility of working anywhere around your house or apartment you want, some people ask, well, can I work in bed? It's more comfortable. What about, sitting on the couch? What about the table? Where should I work?
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
The best place is if you can sit up straight, because that's the best way you can focus and stay alert the longest. Usually that will be at a desk or at worst case at a dining room table. Half laying in bed or couch can make you sleepy because you're used to sleeping in your bed. You have those natural associations as well. So you want to stay alert, and some people actually suggest, for the purposes of actually getting in work mode, to not only get out of bed, but actually to even dress up like you're going to work. Maybe not fully, but certainly at least partially, because your body is familiar with that process and it starts to wake itself up. Now, that doesn't work for me, but it works for some people, so it's an option. You just don't want to get too relaxed at home. You don't want to be too leisurely. But after you get in good work mode, you actually have a lot of options to experiment with. So let's go over some examples of what options you have. The bedroom can actually be a good secondary place to work if your main area to work is busy, or it's noisy, or you have distractions in your main area, whatever may be happening there, other people, construction, other noise from outside, who knows, anything. Then the bedroom can be a good place to escape or take a call in or something like that. Plus, it can be a good change of scenery because some people don't want to be always in the same exact spot. Now, you can also go to maybe some quiet public places, library, possibly Starbucks or a coffee shop, although that can be a little noisy, but some people do like that for the change of scenery. So basically what you have is you have your primary place to work, but then you have a number of secondary places to work. And what's going to happen is you're going to develop a comfort zone doing different tasks in different places. That's actually something that I do. I have about 3 different work areas that I enjoy working in, and each of them helps me be effective at certain kinds of tasks, like things where I need to focus. I need to be sitting up straight at a desk. Sometimes if I get too distracted and I need to focus and I can focus without the internet, I go, and as a pro tip, I go somewhere where I don't have Wi-Fi, and I actually don't try to look for new Wi-Fi networks to connect to, so that I don't get distracted with all the browser tabs or my email, and I can actually focus on the one task that I need to get done. And that actually helps me get a lot done with a particular task, especially if I'm not very good at it. And naturally, my mind wanders and my mind kind of wants to go somewhere where it's comfortable and get distracted. So that's where I actually go somewhere where there's no internet, if that's okay. I mean, if you're doing something where you need to look things up and you need internet, that's a different story. But if you just need to focus, I just go somewhere where I don't have Wi-Fi, and that actually helps me make progress on what I'm doing. Often that's creative work or some kind of writing work, because it's actually mentally very challenging work, and having no distractions that I can browse online actually really helps me to focus. That's just me, but that's an example of how a totally different change of scenery, a totally different work area with a totally different setup can be good for a different kind of a task. So one option is really just to go to a place with no internet. It seems like it's counterproductive, but it will get rid of so many distractions. And you want to get into a comfort zone of matching tasks and places and people. So for example, some things I might like to work with people. For other tasks, I want to be by myself because I know I need to really focus. And as we keep going through our examples, even TV in the background, or even in the foreground, or having music, they're okay. And music is sometimes really helpful if you need to sit through something boring and laborious. Because sure, TV is going to be distracting, no question. And I know elsewhere, I really am against watching TV. But sometimes some tasks, they're so boring, they truly are, that if you didn't have TV in the background or music, you would just end up taking long breaks and eventually leaving that task or have burnout, and you would get even less done. So just for the purpose of getting through a boring task, it's okay to have boring, mindless tasks that you do with TV on. Now, I hate saying that because the very next question that comes is, well, you're still going to make mistakes if you're distracted by the TV. Yeah, that's possible. But if it helps you get the boring thing done, do it. Just don't do anything complex while watching TV or anything where you have to think, because then, yes, a lot of extra mistakes will happen. So the takeaway really is, in your planning of your next day, next week, know which tasks you're going to be doing, and know ahead which tasks you do better where. And then think, and someday I can go to Starbucks and I do writing there, for example. Or other days I need to have quiet time at a table. Or other days I need to do a different task. And you'll know how to schedule your days so that you can have that TV available to you, or the Starbucks will be convenient to go to that day. So as long as you are planning ahead for the kinds of tasks you need to do, the spaces and people who are best and most conducive to those tasks will become available. For example, I like to write early in the morning. So I would find a quiet area with no internet early in the morning as soon as I wake up. And because it's early in the morning, I wake up maybe at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and I can stay there until 10 or 11, unbothered, without internet. Of course, I'm going to get a lot of writing done. And then I get back to my primary work area, and it's still morning, and I can still accomplish most tasks of my day, which require totally different equipment, setup, mindset. And it would be a mess if I did it all that day. It would be kind of hard to plan, and it would become frustrating. But if I planned it ahead, I would know, hey, okay, in the morning I'm writing and I'm going to where I write best. Then I'm coming back around 10. It's in my schedule. I know exactly what to do, where to go for best work. So simply plan ahead for when and how you'll use the best places where you work best for different kinds of tasks, and you'll do your best work without skipping a beat, while being comfortable. Nobody's controlling you. You're controlling the situation. You want to work on the bed? You want to work on the couch? Just allocate the right kinds of tasks that are best for those areas. And then problem solved. You're comfortable. You have a great balance. You're not bored in any one place. While your most important work is going to be done in your primary work area for best results.